Hi, thanks again for joining me on another Bible talk. Now this talk, it's called Blotting Out Names Out of the Book of Life, called the shorter version, because a couple of days ago I just made a video about explaining about blotting names out of the Book of Life as mentioned in Revelation chapter 3:5 when Jesus talks about he who overcomes, that I will not blot out the name of his book of life, out of the book of life. So some people, they like to maybe extrapolate that to say, well, if you don't overcome, then Jesus, he just might blot your name out of the book of life. So that was like an argument to say that you could lose your salvation. And I made a video just to show that it doesn't mean you can lose your salvation. Now, the video I did, because it's like 27 minutes long, and kind of looking back at it, I thought, well, it was probably a bit longer than it needed to be just to explain this point. But if you want to know a bit more, by all means, go and watch it. It's still on the channel. So I thought I'll just try to explain this, but not have as long a video as I had the last time. So Revelation chapter 3 verse 5 talks about, he that overcometh, the same shall be clothed in white raiment, and I will not blot out his name out of the book of life, but I will confess his name before my Father and before his angels. So that's about blessings. Now, the reason that it's not a threat to actually blot people's names out of the book of life is because this comes in the section, because if you look at the different rebukes and different observations Jesus gives to the church, it normally starts off, Jesus, he looks at the church, he tells them where they are up to, and quite often there's a rebuke, and then there's a blessing for he who overcomes. So the overcoming, that's a work for which you get rewards. So when it says, I will not blot out his name out of the book of life, if Jesus was really threatening, if that was like a veiled threat to say, well, if you don't perform or overcome, I will blot names out of the book of life, what would have happened? Jesus, he should have said that at the beginning of his discourse to the church at Sardis, because he was rebuking them. And he's some quite strong things to say. And he says that, I know thy works, that thou hast a name, that thou livest and art dead. Be watchful and strengthen the things which remain that are ready to die, for I have not found thy works perfect before God. And then middle part of 3 says, if therefore thou shalt not watch, I will come on thee as a thief, and thou shalt not know what hour I will come upon thee. Now, that would have been the place where Jesus would have warned the church in Sardis, or individuals, that names could be removed from the book of life. So he would have done it there. But when you look at the pattern of other different churches, he talks about rewards, like previously to Thyatira. And he's talking about he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end. So overcoming is a work. So you can't earn your salvation or keep your salvation by works anyway. It says, to him will I give power over the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. So overcoming is a work. Jesus, he rebukes the church where necessary, but then the second part of his discourse is he talks about the rewards that people will have for overcoming, which is a work. So the blotting out of name, not blotting out of names, means you'll be faithful. He'll then be recognizing you, acknowledging you as a follower of Christ who was faithful. You'll be confessed before the Father somebody was faithful. But it's not about keeping your salvation. It's about being recognized as a follower of Jesus, because overcoming, it's a work. You can't be saved. Well, obviously, you'd need to be saved first before you could be an overcoming, before an overcomer. But because it's a work, it could never be a means of earning salvation or keeping your salvation. So they're not blotting out his name of the book of life. That's seen as a reward rather than this is how you keep yourself saved. So I hope that sort of clarifies it for you. and I've managed to make this video a bit shorter than the other one, but hopefully because basically I've got kind of the core of the argument, saying that overcoming and not having any blotted out of the book of life is a reward for works rather than salvation criteria, because he gave his rebuke earlier on to the church in Sardis. So thanks for watching this video, and I trust it's been a blessing to you. If it's blessed you, maybe you'd like to share it with some of your friends just to encourage them. So thanks for watching this video, and God bless you.